All right, our next little example is solve 3 tangent theta minus 8 equals 9. Solve in 1 revolution in degrees. So step 1 is to isolate. I'm going to add the 18 across, so I get 3 tangent theta is equal to 17. That implies tangent of theta is 17/3. So far so good. Tangent is now isolated. Now quadrant check. The only time you don't need quadrant check and reference angle is if this is quadrantal. Clearly that is not, and so we're going to do quadrant check and reference angle. When is tangent positive? When is tangent positive, we're going to have a quadrant 1 solution and a quadrant 3 solution. So we're going to have theta equals, and that's when we know we're finished. All right? Once we've done the quadrant check, if this had been negative, you would ignore it, because the reason is reference angle. Reference angle is always at a quadrant 1 angle. And so we ignore all the negative signs because we're always going to be in quadrant 1 for the reference angle. So our next piece is theta reference, our reference angle. We have tangent theta is 17/3. Inverse tangent of tangent, so on the left-hand side that cancels. On the right-hand side, this is tangent inverse 17/3. So take the inverse tangent of both sides. On the left-hand side it cancels. On the right-hand side we have tangent inverse of 17/3. If there had been a negative sign here, you would ignore the negative. All right, so that means that, and this is theta reference. So make sure I had a typo there. This is theta reference. So theta reference is tangent inverse. So let's go to the calculator. I need second function tangent inverse of 17 divided by 3 close. And I have 79.99. I'm going to round that to the nearest tenth. That is 80.0. All right? So the reference angle is 80 essentially for our purposes. And so we need to take the 80-degree reference angle and place it in quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. Quadrant 1 is not difficult. In quadrant 1, theta is equal to theta reference, so this is the 80.0 degrees. And in quadrant 3, what happens with that? If this is 80, then that's 180 plus 80. So we need 180 plus 80. Well, I can do that. That's 260. And if you want to put the extra decimal, yeah, there it is to indicate we've rounded that. So we have an 80-degree value and a 260-degree value as the solution to that.